The TVWAN News is proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.
Hello, I'm Carol Kidu Jr. with the news. In this edition, PNG shared election findings, MP upset over negative news, and STS cranes arrive at Lake. The Papua New Guinea-Australia Partnership's Powering Community Grants Program is providing clean, reliable and sustainable energy solutions for rural and remote communities across PNG through the provision of solar home systems and solar street lights. The lights are especially providing a sense of security for health workers who have to attend to patients after dark.
Reliable light creates more time to prepare food, do homework, sew belums, and can extend the hours for public services like healthcare and education in the day. It can also bring profound benefits to the safety of women and girls, people living with disabilities, the elderly, and other marginalized groups who face risks of violence during the night. The Papua New Guinea-Australia Partnership's Powering Community Grants Program is providing clean, reliable and sustainable energy solutions for rural and remote communities across PNG through the provision of solar home systems and solar street lights. A female health worker from Buna Village, Northern Province, said it is much safer to be in the health facility late at night with the solar lights. Lights provide protection from intruders and wild animals too. Another community health worker from Ajeka Village, also in the Northern Province, added that before the lighting came, she was afraid to go into the aid post after darkness. The lights now make it much safer for her to treat patients in emergency at night at the aid post, which includes helping women in labor. Frida Kana, TVWAN News.
Staff of the West New Britain Provincial Health Authority gathered over the weekend in Kimbe to observe International Day for the Elimination of Violence Against Women. In addressing this ongoing complex crisis as well as other issues that affect the lives of women and girls, all stakeholders are asked to apply a robust and transformative agenda that learns a human rights approach to all their undertakings in this space. The United Nations General Assembly designated November 25th as the International Day for the Elimination of Violence Against Women. The campaign continues until December 10th this year. The premise of the day is to raise awareness around the world that women are subjected to rape, domestic violence, and other forms of violence. One of the aims of the day is to highlight that the scale and true nature of the issue is often hidden. Deputy Director of Medical Services Dr. Tassisios Uluk said it was his hope and dream to see women move about with freedom, knowing they are safe from the clutches of all kinds of violence posed on and to them. Violence varies, and with the existence of the Family Support Center, many people are saved from living through this treacherous life. Deputy Director for Nursing Services, Sister Scully Baiwan, said eliminating violence cannot be achieved by a minority group. Options on the table are to prevent and minimize. In 2021, UN media release stated that 1 in every 5 girls become pregnant before they reach the age of 18. Sister TVWAN asked her colleagues how they can contribute to the country's GDP and how they can help girls before they can start to have children. She said less than 40% of survivors of violence seek help. The goal is to see this percentage increase. To do this, Sister TVWAN said advocacy and awareness programs is a start. Sergeant Annette Kavulio, OIC FSVU, said the law has changed and the penalty for domestic violence was 5,000 kina and 5 years jail time, but this has since increased to 10,000 kina. She appealed to the people to take ownership of domestic violence in order to end it. Minister for Education and member for Usinobundi, Jimmy Uguro, presented the 2021 Education Report in Parliament today. Among the report, the department's performances, achievements and challenges faced in 2021, he reported on the continued GTFF policy, with the government investing heavily in the education sector, in the attempt to live up to its motto, leave no one child behind.
Minister for Education and member for Usinobundi, Jimmy Uguro, opened his report in Parliament today by emphasizing education as a priority of this government and thus heavily investing in it. The endorsement of the government's tuition fee-free policy, the exit of outcome-based education and replaced with standard-based curriculum, teaching and procuring and supplying of science equipment and material kits at the schools of excellence, and the integration of FOD into the formal education were some of the achievements.
In 2021, we have increased our enrollment in FOD from 30,000 to 55,000 enrollment throughout the country. It called us to expand teacher colleges and technical colleges to double their intake.
He added that the Prime Minister also called for all the schools to teach business and commerce, so there is a direct link between the education system and the micro, small and medium enterprises. Uguro said the department has taken Prime Minister's instruction into the education's overarching goals.
Goal number 1 is to ensure every child is educated by grade 12 by year 2027, and number 2, to ensure every child going through this system receives topmost and quality education.
He added that these goals are work in progress, summarizing that the purpose is to increase access to education to grade 12 by year 2027.
A review of Education Act 1993, Mr. Speaker, was completed in 2021. Our Education Bill 2022 will be brought to Parliament soon. All secondary schools will offer quality food to all students, and higher education takes charge of teacher training.
He said Southern Islands Province has taken the lead in the integration of food, with a provincial food headquarters already built in Mendi in 2021. A few others will follow soon. Frida Kana, TVWAN News.
This is TVWAN News. After the break, Treasurer presents largest national budget yet for Papua New Guinea.
With BSP Internet Banking, you can enjoy your banking at home, at work, or wherever you are. BSP Personal Internet Banking allows you to view your accounts and transactions, transfer money, bill pay, schedule future payments, or access your bank statements. Visit your nearest BSP branch to register now. BSP Internet Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSP, our bank, our people.
When you're spending time with family, when you've got a big day ahead, when you have given it all you've got, when you're putting on a feast, that's when you want the best. That's when you want flame rice. New flame rice. Win him, Olgeta.
Open net.
Susan, I want something.
And Sunshine Nutri-Strong. And new blue packet Sunshine milk.
Ah, Sunshine got new blue packet milk.
Yes, and good lo walk coffee, tea, na baking scone too. Sunshine Nutri-Strong. And scale lo making Milo or milk belong all picking long drink too.
Nice, yeah.
And now Sunshine Nutri-Strong. And we got vitamins and minerals too.
Sunshine Nutri-Strong, the new nutritious milk from Sunshine.
Welcome back. Transparency International PNG is hosting a two-day election seminar to present the findings of its observations of the 2022 national general elections. The theme for the seminar is promoting transparency for election integrity, which will steer discussions over the next 2 years. Electoral Commissioner Simon Sinai and Parliamentary Leader for Interdepartmental Election Committee Alan Bird were speakers at the seminar.
Day one of the election seminar featured TIPNG's key findings from its 2022 National General Election Observation Report. TIPNG's Deputy Director, Partnership and Policy, Yuambari Haihuye, presented that the 2022 National General Election has continued a trend of deterioration in the quality of the conduct and management of elections in Papua New Guinea.
I think the first area that we looked at was political leadership, and it's covered within the report. We flagged areas of concern about political support to the elections themselves, particularly remarks by political leaders, party leaders, head of government, head of opposition, prior to the elections about the importance of the elections. This was something that was not as forthcoming as previous elections, and we flagged concerns around political leadership on the importance of elections. We also flagged the concern around allocation of funding. So the funding for the election process, rather than coming in 2021 for the preparation for the elections, came in 2022, and so it impacted a lot of the preparatory work that was required. The appointment of the Electoral Commissioner to the office also came late in the electoral process.
Electoral Commissioner Simon Sinai acknowledged that the common roll was an issue and needed to be fixed before the next election.
Electoral, more than 695,000 people enrolled during the 2022 roll-up page, new transfer in and professional voters, so that added on to, so 57% of those enrollments were 18 to 24 years old. PNGC removed more than 230 ghost names and duplicates and all of that, underage and deceased, and we did at least some work within the 3 months. Had we had enough time, I think we would have done a better cleansing of the roll.
The report was presented to Parliamentary Leader for Interdepartmental Election Committee Alan Bird, where he will deliver to the Parliament next year.
The thing is that when we look at these election processes in particular, if something happens once and we see a problem, then it's an anomaly. But if it happens constantly through several elections, then it becomes a serious.
Jumaima Sugbat, TVWAN News.
Meanwhile, TIPNG's Director Richard Kasman said TIPNG was pleased to note that the Interdepartment Electoral Committee is now a special parliamentary committee headed by East Sipi Governor Alan Bird. The committee will receive the report and take on the recommendations to initiate reforms for a better conduct of the 2027 national general election.
It's important that we get a really big picture understanding of what is involved. Governor Bird has talked about the power of a parliamentary committee, and that's really important and really, really fundamental. The Commission, by humble admission today, has acknowledged this, and that's quite a significant step forward, so we can sit in a room like this and start that conversation.
NASFAN Contribution Savings and Loan Society has announced the launch of its term deposit product offering. NCSL Chief Executive Officer Vari Lahui said members who have surplus funds in their accounts can opt to invest these monies in a term deposit and earn much better returns at a competitive interest rate.
Aspiring to be the best e-banking service in PNG, NASFAN Contribution Savings and Loan Society has announced the launch of its term deposit product offering. The new product expands the range of savings products NCSL offers to its 148,000 contributors. Chief Executive Officer for NCSL Vari Lahui said members who have surplus funds sitting in their accounts can opt to invest these monies in a term deposit and earn a much better return at a competitive interest rate.
We'd be looking at a minimum deposit of 5,000 for a minimum period of 30 days. NCSL has provided really good returns on our deposit products. And so we would like to think that the launch of the term deposit product today will enable us to provide even greater returns to our members.
Interest accrued from term deposits can increase a member's eligibility to obtain higher ratio SME loans and purchase other assets like motor vehicle.
The whole idea behind the launch of the term deposit product is to enable our valued members right across the country to have another product that they can put aside their surplus funds in and generate higher returns on their funds.
He added that as part of NCSL's product campaign, they will be directly reaching out to its eligible members through digital platforms to participate. Meantime, Lahui confidently spoke of NCSL introducing the interest-bearing savings account at its 7th annual general meeting held in May this year, and was pleased that the approval had been granted by the regulator, the Bank of PNG. Jasmine Nehru, TVWAN News.
Prime Minister James Marape has called on the media to report responsibly by writing stories that promote the country. His response comes after Karimui Nomane MP expressed during question time that recent front pages of the press were negative. He made reference to the recent gruesome beheadings in Medang province.
Karamui Nomane MP Francis Alua raised concerns on the floor of Parliament today that media in the country has lately tarnished the country's name by what he described as having negative publicity on the front pages of the press. He used the recent gruesome beheadings in Medang as an example.
Mr. Assistant Speaker, as you know, the media is a very, very powerful tool. And the way they are flying their trade, do create a very bad perception about this government. They are portraying to the people of this country and the whole world that we are not managing law and order situation in this country.
Prime Minister James Marape agreed with the MP, suggesting that such negative news could be put in the back pages and not on the cover.
Two main media companies, the print medias, who have daily headlines, we don't intend to impinge on your right of editorial and in the cover that you have every day, but have some sense of responsibility to our nation. You can run the stories, but run them behind cover. Run them second, third pages. There are enough news around.
The Prime Minister said the government is looking into laws that govern media and journalism, accountability and defamation.
We're looking into these laws, and early next year some of these laws will be promulgated and will come before this Parliament.
President of the Media Council of Papua New Guinea, Neville Choi, responded to the MP's concerns, saying that besides playing the roles of watchdog for good governance and being a voice of the people, the media, especially in PNG, has a more important role of highlighting instances of gross abuse against our country's laws. Mr. Choi added that in the list, the information dissemination is to generate discussion or to bring to the attention of authorities areas that need urgent attention. It stands ready to work with national leaders to improve the lives of our people. Jumaima Sukbat, TVWAN News.
You're watching TVWAN News. More stories to follow after the break.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase easy paid units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSB, our bank, our people.
Whether we're playing sport, exercising for fitness, being active for work or play, just having some fun, or just chilling, there is one name we can count on that we know will keep us going strong. Skell Rice. Healthy, nutritious, delicious medium grain rice full of vitamins and minerals. Skell helps us maintain a healthy, active lifestyle so we can enjoy every day.
Skell Rice. Skell Life. SB Lager was there for the birth of our nation. We cheered when we dominated the Pacific Games. And we were full of pride when the Hunters lifted the cup. SB Lager. Cheers to 70 years.
Right across the nation, we eat snack crackers. Emi Trupla. All get a young planalapun, only like him snacks crackers. Only make him here, no PNG, one-time lay biscuit company. It's crunchy and tasty. It's irresistible.
How would you describe your mother?
My mom is beautiful.
She is strong like Superwoman.
I love my mom because she always takes care of me.
My mom, she's so patient and loving. I feel she's always around.
Caring. She works so hard and always wants the best for me.
She's soft like her love.
My mom is everything, and I don't know what I'd do without her.
Softland, fragrance of a mother's love.
Magic tasty rice makes tasty rice.
Making white flour rice is my favorite below family one-time meat tasty bilang Maggie tasty rice. Put him 2 pela cup rice long pot. Add him water, na 1 pila packet Maggie tasty rice. Mix him good na boil him rice. Make him white pela rice come up tasty one-time Maggie tasty rice. Maggie, the taste PNG loves.
We see you, moving heaven and earth to progress forward. That is why we make sure that the reward you deserve is waiting to encourage you on your journey to success.
Welcome back. Fostering an inclusive workplace environment brings economic and social wins for everyone, according to speakers at a PNG Women in Construction event at Lay International Hotel on Monday night. Speakers at PNG Women in Construction's third networking program encouraged companies to foster inclusive approaches as benefits would flow for employer and employee.
PNG Women in Construction hosted its third information session on the evening of Monday, 28 November in Lay. Belinda Manning, Chief Transformation Officer from Finance Corporation Limited, told guests at the 100-strong interactive event that for every 1% increase in female employment, there is a 3% increase in revenue. Ms. Manning shared the benefits of the change and advocacy program established at FinCorp, which included career planning, personal training and development, a mentor-mentee arrangement, and the adoption of the Are You OK campaign. She outlined that while the number of women in boards, CEO, management and government positions is low, the needle is shifting. Also, inclusion is two-way. Where there are a higher level of women in a workplace than men, they too need to consider inclusion. Juliet Giap of Economic and Social Infrastructure Program, a PNG Australia partnership initiative implemented by Cardno, emphasized that people with disabilities want to be included in the marketplace. Ms. Giap encouraged companies to include people with disabilities in the scoping and design stages of construction and to create opportunities for all people. The event also celebrated PNGWIC's achievements and created networking opportunities with various organizations to find ways of collaborating to achieve the aims and objectives of PNGWIC. PNGWIC is encouraging more business houses to join their network and new sponsorship to support its programs. Salome Vincent, TVWAN News.
PNG's first ever ship-to-shore crane arrived at the Leh Tidal Basin on Tuesday, 29th November. The two cranes are part of the South Pacific International Container Terminal's Capacity Improvement Program to expand PNG's largest container handling facility.
On Tuesday, 29 November, a ZPMC vessel from Shanghai, China, berthed at the South Pacific International Container Terminal at the Leh Tidal Basin at 5:15 p.m. On board the Zenhua 28 were the two highly anticipated ship-to-shore cranes, which are the largest port handling equipment to arrive in Papua New Guinea. Present to witness the momentous occasion were SPICT staff and lay media. SPICT, a subsidiary of Filipino-owned port operator International Container Terminal Services, said that two STS cranes are designed to service more efficiently the growing number of larger vessels plying intra-Pacific routes and put SPICT on par with major ports in developing markets in terms of facility and equipment capacity. The new equipment is part of the ICTSI Group's ongoing program to strengthen and enhance overall operational efficiency at PNG's leading container terminal. The STS cranes are designed to handle bigger vessels and significantly improve terminal productivity with faster and safer movement of cargo, which will benefit PNG's supply chain. ICTSI South Pacific CEO Robert Maxwell said they are proud to have redeveloped the Port of Leh into a world-class facility that will support the country's flourishing trade and Morabes industrial base. The new cranes, along with additional heavy equipment such as 7 new truck trailers, will further boost operational turnaround times at SPICT. The STS cranes are expected to be discharged from the ZPMC vessel by 4th December, and upon full commissioning of the cranes by early January, shipping lines berthing in SPICT can expect quayside productivity gains and shorter port stays. Salome Vincent, TV1 News.
In sports, the Southern Region Rugby League 9's tournament is now confirmed for December 18th at the Santos National Football Stadium. These dates were reconfirmed, by Sports Event Competition Manager Solomon Ravu on Monday, 27th November. Ravu said so far 71 teams have either registered or indicated their interest to participate in the open tournament, with rural grassroots untapped talents to rub shoulders against former PNG Kumuls, Hunters and intercity players. He said the registration deadline is now set for December 9th with no extension. There are 23 teams from Abau, Hiri with 16, NCD with 11, Kairuku with 7, Gulf with 4, Koyari, Western and Rigo with 3 each, and Goilala with 2 teams. Ravu hopes Oro and Milimbe will feature teams. Meanwhile, owner and coach for 2019 champion Siporo Magpies, Colin Geno, has yet to confirm this club's participation to defend the crown. The Southern Region Rugby League 9s is making a return after being absent for 2 years due to COVID-19. And that ends the news tonight. Remember to apply the following simple measures to prevent transmission of the coronavirus. Regularly wash your hands with soap and water, cough or sneeze into your elbow, and exercise social distancing. If you are feeling sick, please stay at home. You can also call the COVID-19 hotline number for more information or assistance. Thanks for your company. Bye for now.
The TVWAN News was proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.